Let's record, shall we? All right, here we go. I'm so excited. So excited to see everyone. Let's get my act together today. Here we go. I love this for you, that you have to see me struggle. I love it for you. You guys, you know what time it is. Where information is power and kindness is key. Y'all, it's time for some town hall tea. I need some music. Shockingly, I have not had caffeine this morning. Interesting. All righty then. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, there she is. Yay, yay, yay. All right. I want to get started by reminding us. Oh, what is happening? What is happening? Okay. Well, I'm going to use this blank slide, should it be blank, to remind us that we have a commitment to ourselves and each other that we are not going to participate in any kind of trash talk. Look, listen, no trash talk. We aren't going to have any derogatory comments. Every one of the adults on this campus knows that we are using kindness and powering ourselves with information. So please make sure that you are not participating in anything that is seen as hurtful or ugly. We just had a really big election. We've got lots of things coming up. I want to make sure that you guys can continue to be a part of that with us. Okay. All right, let's start again on my blank screen that I didn't know was there. There we go. We are going to be talking today about transition of power. This means from one party to the opposing party. So what happened now between the Democrats, the Democratic Party, whose head right now is President Joe Biden, is going to be handing off power to the new elected president, Donald J. Trump. And this is going to happen on January 20th. It has not happened yet, but we have some time in between the election and the inauguration. We'll talk about that soon, where we need to get things set up so we can get going on governing. So a new president, let me see if I can move this. A new president has 10 weeks to get his or her cabinet together so they can start to work on day one. So we don't want to, like, you guys don't want to come to school on the first day of school and your teacher be like, okay, now I'm going to label the desks and now I'm going to label the books. When you guys come in on the first day of school, your teacher's ready to go. And that's because of this long week that we have to get things prepared and set up. Well, the president needs to do that. And the president is not labeling books and labeling desks. The president has to choose and appoint 4,000 employees. So basically, they're hiring people to run all the little departments and offices and things. And so those people need to be chosen and appointed. Then 1,200 of them have to get through a process called Senate confirmation. So we're going to talk more about the Senate and the House of Representatives later in your social studies and your government studies, but I'll just tell you it's half of the law writing body of the United States. So the legislative branch has the House of Representatives and the Senate gets to confirm all these people. So basically, they have a hearing, the person comes and sits there and gets grilled and asked billions of, it's like the worst job interview, in my opinion. And they just ask them crazy questions about things they've done in the past and decisions that they've made and why did you do this? And at the end, they vote to either confirm them and they are part of the president's group, or not confirm them and they have to start that whole process over. So they only have 10 weeks to get this done. Most importantly, I feel, is to carefully select the president's cabinet members. So your cabinet is your most trusted circle and the heads of all the organizations. So this right here is the cabinet meeting room. Ooh, I just got blurry. That's weird. sorry, the cabinet room. And this is where all of those very important cabinet members come and have a meeting with the president. And they kind of say what's going on in their department and ask for help or, whatever conversations they need to have. So that's why I'm sitting in the cabinet room. I could never get Senate confirmed. I would cry. They would ask me questions about what I did when I was 12 and I would cry. So make good choices. Maybe you could be in the cabinet someday. But you got to start now. Make good choices. Why am I so blurry? Here we go. So I wanted to take a look. I don't know why I did that. I wanted to take a look at the president's choices so far. So let me see if I can get this done. Okay. So the president-elect has made a lot of, really, a lot of choices already. This was totally working yesterday. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Does this work? Oh, check it out. Awesome. Sorry, guys. Okay, so all of these people here, it says Senate confirmation is required. So underneath their name, it says announced. That means the president-elect has said, this is who I want to be in charge of this particular organization. So John Ratcliffe to be the head of the CIA. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Attorney General. These are all cabinet positions, these top ones here. And these are going to be the closest advisors. Something that I think some people find interesting is the number of the ratio of females to males. And so there's quite a few ladies nominated in here. He has nominated the very first chief of staff that is a woman. And so that's interesting. There's lots of different backgrounds. We have Indian, we have Native American, we have African American. And so it looks to me at first glance very kind of diverse, more diverse than it was last time. And I think interestingly, he's learned a lot from his first term as president, and he's doing kind of very, very different, making very, very different choices, which is interesting. And I would be interested to ask him more about that. So these all need to be confirmed by the Senate. These are some of them. Now, these are all, he can just appoint them. Here's the chief of staff, Susan Wiles, that I was telling you about, the vice president. And so as we scroll down, we'll see more about them. Anywho, I just thought it was interesting to see his picks so far. In the first 100 days after he is inaugurated, that is considered an early indication of how successful that presidency will be. 100 days. Out of 4 years, the first 100 days are really considered you really look at it and say, oh, this person's going to be successful or not. And so it's super important to have your cabinet ready to go on day one. So these next few weeks are going to be very interesting with all of the Senate confirmation. I think they're starting this week and I feel kind of bad for the senators actually, because they have to sit through all of that too. Goodness gracious. Today, here's the next big thing is on January 20th, this is a picture of a former or a previous inauguration on the steps of the Capitol of the United States. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, it's amazing. Now we are off that day. It's going to be January 20th. That is MLK Jr. Day. And so we will not be at school. Otherwise, I'd be making you watch it with me because it's so cool. There's going to have songs and poetry and speeches, and it's going to be amazing. Maybe I'll drag you through it on the next town hall Tuesday after that. I'm so evil. I love it. Okay, today you are going to create your own dream team. Now, before I tell you exactly what we're doing here, I need you to remember that everything you choose today has to be a citizen of Kuntz Elementary. It cannot be your cousin who lives in Toronto. It has to be somebody who goes or works at Kuntz. Okay. So you're about to get this paper from your teacher. It says President Blank's cabinet. That blank at the top is you. This is coming back to me. This will be in the hallway. So I need for you to make sure that you are being impressive in all the right ways, if you know what I'm saying. Okay. Nothing silly. We're not nominating Pokemon. Okay. It has to be a citizen of Coons Elementary. You are going to select 6 people for your cabinet. The first one is the secretary of the cafeteria. Now you're going to choose either one of your peers or an adult here at school to be in charge of the cafeteria. This person has to make all the cafeteria rules. You've got to keep 500 kids safe and healthy in that room. I want you to write the name of your nominee under where it says nominee. And then I need you to tell me why that person is perfect for that job. So this one's more about like rules and safety. If you have somebody, you know somebody who's really into rules and safety, that would be a great nominee for secretary of the cafeteria. Secretary of recess is going to be the person in charge of making recess rules that keep kids happy and safe. We have a secretary of recess. It's not called that. It's called the principal. But maybe she could use some help. Maybe she could use somebody to bounce ideas off about how to keep you guys happy and safe on the playground. The secretary of studies. This person is going to be in charge of making sure all of your lessons, science, social studies, math, and reading are well developed, meaning they're going to teach you what you need to know, but they're also engaging and fun. Who on this campus would be perfect at being the secretary of studies? It can be an adult, it can be a kid, but it has to be somebody here in our Coons community. The secretary of friendship. This person will be in charge of teaching over 500 students how to be kind and respectful and caring to one another. So are you going to pick somebody who's snarky and little Sour Patch Kid? No. We're going to pick somebody who's kind. So think about the kindest person that you know here at Kuntz and write them down for nominee and give me a reason. How do you know they're kind? Don't just say they're kind. Uh-huh. How are they kind? The secretary of the exterior is the person that will be in charge of keeping the outside of our school building both attractive and safe. So this is keeping all the doors locked and the fence, the gates locked and the windows clean and not broken and the whole garden area well kept and, not overrun with vines and stuff. The secretary of the interior would be the person who's in charge of keeping the inside of our building inviting, beautiful, warm, making people want to be there, but also safe. So there's lots of things at school that could hurt people if they're not, even a chair. Guys, teachers get a speech every year not to stand on a rolly chair. They had to say that because somebody did it. I'm just saying. So I need you to pick either a student or an adult for each one of these, write their name down, and then explain why they would be good. Like if they had to go in front of the Senate and talk about how good they are at taking care of things, pick somebody good and tell us why they're good. This is going to be seen by a lot of people. So I need you to make sure that you're trying really hard on this. We're looking at handwriting. We're looking at spelling. We want to make sure we're putting our best face forward because in this scenario, you are the president. Okay. So just because you have a bestie doesn't necessarily mean that they're good at all of these things. Maybe they could be secretary of keeping you, diverted and laughing, but that's not on this sheet. You have to do that later. So pick people who are going to be really good at these jobs. And I'm looking forward to seeing the hidden talents that maybe I don't know about amongst the Kuntz community. Oh, I have had so much fun this morning talking about I forgot. I needed to tell you that the peaceful transfer of power is super important. Only half of the countries in the whole globe have had a peaceful transfer of power within the last 10 years. That means it's not peaceful in the others. That means violence. It means wars. It means civil unrest. It means danger. We are very, very blessed in this country to just assume that we're going to have a peaceful transfer of power because it's happened for 200 years. That doesn't happen everywhere. And so the Constitution and the things that you guys are going to be talking about in social studies, how our founding fathers laid things out very purposefully, have gotten us here because their transfer of power from Britain to the colonies was not a peaceful transfer of power. So we are very, very blessed in this country to enjoy that. And I can't believe I didn't tell you that off the top. I apologize. That's the most important part of today. I can't wait to see your work today. I hope you have a terrific Tuesday, a terrific Tinsel Tuesday with all of your sparkles. And I hope you don't have to bundle up like me. Have a great day.